of how to avoid being an accidental racist. And today we're going to answer the question, but how could I possibly be complicit in racism? Because we are complicit in this thing called racism. So, what I want us to think about is the fact that the culture we're in programs us. So, yesterday we talked about the ladder. If you are not taught to see the ladder, you will think the ladder is right. It is the way of the world. It is the way things are. Why are we changing anything? And you will not question how the ladder is harming you, because you will accept that that is the default setting, that it's our default programming. So we have to use compassion to undo the effects of racism so we will not be accidental racists, right? So number one, what I want you to think about when we talk about being complicit in racism, I want you to think another image I want us to use is an image of like the ocean or a pond. So there are all kinds of fish in the ocean. There's the sharks, the dolphins, the whales, big fish, small fish. There's guppies. There's little bitty fish that the big fish feed on, right? And so there's a whole ecosystem that's upheld. Just like out here now, when we don't have bees, it's a problem because it diminishes our ecosystem. Same thing in the ocean. There's the pH supports that ecosystem that is the ocean, and we just go through this life cycle and we don't question things, right? Especially for us when it comes to racism and the culture that we live in. And some people have more power than others within the ecosystem. Because we're all swimming in this racialized water, we are all complicit in racism. Me as a Black person, for instance, I didn't come to America to go to Howard University, and historically Black university. When I was in my home country, I heard about the Ivy League schools, and I wanted to go to la creme de la creme, the best of the best. Everything else, why would I want that? And it wasn't until many years later of living in this country that I realized that was racism. And I was programmed to think not that white was better. No. But that Ivy League was the top of the food chain. So let's go to the top of the food chain. Do you understand? So for Black people, we see the racism. For white people, we don't. Have compassion on yourself. I also want you to take an action step on this. I want you to look at where you are being complicit in racism in every aspect of your life. Wherever you are, in your work, in the grocery store, in your public library, in traffic, in your city. Where are you upholding the structure of racism? Let me know. Leave a message, share, have a conversation.